Abraham Lincoln was born February 12, 1809 in Kentucky, and grew up in Indiana. Self-educated with a keen interest in reading and lifelong learning, he moved to Illinois at approximately 22 years of age. He became an Illinois and U.S. representative elected to the presidency in 1860. He served as president from 1861 until his assassination on April 14, 1865, dying from his injuries the next day. This was his home from 1844 until he took office in Washington, D.C. Located at 413 South 8th Street in Springfield, Illinois, it contains 12 rooms on 2 floors. Today it's owned and operated by the National Park Service. There's no charge to tour the home per Robert Lincoln's request, oldest and last surviving child of Lincoln. The Park Service honors his request to this day. Ford's Theater opened in Washington, D.C. in August of 1863. It is infamous for the site of Lincoln's assassination. On April 14, 1865, during the third act, actor John Wilkes Booth used this derringer to shoot the president in the head. Over the years, the building was used as a theater, office building, and stable. A collapse of the building caused the death of 22 individuals. It has since been refurbished to its former self and now looks as it did during Lincoln's time. A museum is found beneath the theater containing artifacts related to the assassination. After the shooting, Lincoln was carried across the street to the Peterson House, now a historic site and museum, where he died at 7:22 a.m. the next morning. Lincoln's funeral procession was a 1,700-mile trek that crossed a grief-stricken American nation. That procession stopped here in Michigan City, Indiana, May 1st, 1865, for about an hour before heading to Chicago and ultimately to Springfield. The train stopped here under a large, beautiful temporary structure, trimmed with black and white and ornamented with evergreen and flowers. It was said to be 12 feet wide, 14 feet high, and with arches as high as 35 feet. Each of the 4 arches contained a saying: Abe Lincoln, our guiding star has fallen, the nation mourns, through death he yet speaketh. The train left this depot at approximately 9:15 a.m. that morning. This is Abraham Lincoln's tomb. Here, Mrs. G is rubbing Lincoln's nose on the statue outside the tomb for good luck. Lincoln lies behind the monument here and 10 foot below ground, encased in concrete to prevent any other attempts to kidnap his body for ransom. Mrs. Lincoln and children, except for Robert, who's buried in Arlington National Cemetery, lie in crypts behind where I took this photo. Now, in the 1930s, the interior of the tomb was renovated into its now Art Deco style. It has changed little since that time. In Washington, D.C., the Lincoln Memorial was dedicated to him May 30th, 1922, 57 years after his death.